And for people that don't know, Jacob Blake, I think was the guy's name, he got shot by cops 7 times in the back in Kenosha, Wisconsin, which I mean, Kenosha's in between Milwaukee and Chicago, but I was very surprised to hear Kenosha because me and Colin and our friend were there last year, and it's like, it reminded me of Mankato, just like a small town.
Kind of
College
like, college town, kind of popping, not really, but it's like, whatever, you know, it's not like
somewhat scenic.
Somewhat scenic. Yeah, I mean, it's right on Lake Michigan, and it's not too diverse. It's not too diverse. So it's got that thing too. It's like that's what also kind of reminded me of Mankato.
It was cool, nice downtown.
Yeah, I would never expect it when I saw the headline. I'm like, wow. But then it really hit home. Like this stuff could happen anywhere. This could have happened in Mankato. You know what I mean?
Like puzzles me and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
And I was gonna get first of all, what are your thoughts on it? I mean, I don't want to get in like a huge thing about it, but it's something that you can't really avoid talking about. You know what I mean?
It's really like messed up.
Yeah.
If you think about it, to me, like it's super fucked up for like I'm just gonna give you like a whole like upbringing of mine. Like I'm adopted.
Yeah.
So like I grew up in like St. James, Minnesota, which is like small town, predominantly white. You know, I'm Mexican. So
Yep.
Yeah, I heard a lot of it. You know, growing up. So I'm kind of like I don't really bat an eye to stuff when I see it, which I thought coming to college was like. Since having my life opened up here in Mankato was different, so like my whole personification of it is different and too. And when it comes to like the military stuff, you know, like people like saying like bashing like you're a one way or another. Like I have 2 uncles that served in Iraq and Afghanistan, so like really? I'm never ever like gonna turn my back on any of that stuff, you know. But like so it was weird with everything like this is happening, just to try to pick one side.
Yeah.
So, but I do like what happened with what's
Jacob Blake.
Jacob Blake, yeah. That was really fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, it's really bad. Like, the cops should be arrested and fired and everything like that.
You gotta wonder what they're thinking.
Yeah, like, it's just like you're trying to kill him. They were trying to kill him.
I can't believe he survived.
Yeah, now we actually have someone that survived that can tell their story. You know, because with Breonna Taylor, we didn't get that. With George Floyd, we didn't get that. Now we finally have it with him. So, like, it's cool to get that, which, I don't know. It's like this whole, like, summer has been weird for me, you know, because I've had people reaching out saying, you know, I've known you since you're a little kid, you know, I'm not a racist. And, like, the fact you guys reach out and tell me that, kind of means that you're kind of racist, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter how long I've known you. I just feel like that's just, and like some people putting on social media or whatever, even some of my best friends, I feel like we don't see eye to eye. Stuff like that. So it's definitely hard in these times to kind of like remember, like, don't let politics get to stuff like that. And it's just like, I've known you since we were 3 years old, and I just I can't wrap my mind around why you think that way. It's probably why they think you same way that I think, you know?
Yeah,
so
exactly. And it's one of those things where you have a completely different perspective on it than me or Colin being a black man, you know?
Exactly.
Because you have a completely different upbringing. You have people treat you differently than they would treat us. And that's just something that we have to come to terms with. You know what I mean?
Will never, like, I'll never understand how you guys see it, and you never understand how I see it.
Yeah.
It's just like how we just have to live with that.
And
that's crazy to me. That's like the biggest thing for me to get over is that.
All we can do is talk to each other and do that without, you know, being violent or, you know, with just trying to see someone else's point of view. And I've been really trying to do that this whole summer with everything going on. I've been trying to get a whole nother perspective. Growing up in a very small, not diverse town of Wyndham. I think it's probably one of the least most diverse towns around. It's very white. And so I went to college in Chicago. That was a big eye-opener for me.
Did you love it there?
I love Chicago.
I traveled to Chicago.
It's awesome. It's a great city, a lot of awesome people, but it opened up my eyes that there's a lot of stuff going on in this world that people in small towns don't really see. They see it, but they don't experience it. They don't have that perspective on it because a lot of these people don't ever go to these big cities because maybe they're afraid. They
stay in the same small little town that they've been rooted in like generations and stuff like that.
And they just feel comfortable.
They feel comfortable doing what they're doing and like thinking the way that they think is the right way, which is really not.
And I'm not trying to make everyone sound like in small towns is bad.
No, there's a lot of great people that grow up in small towns. There's some people that I know that I love because like they just see the bigger picture, you know. Not even leaving their hometown, they just see the bigger picture.
Exactly. And I mean, looking at something like this, it's easy to pick a side, but I try to be in the middle. I try to see both sides of the story. You know, you have a guy who was shot and killed 7 times. I can't wrap my mind around the fact that you would shoot a guy in the back 7 times. Why are they doing that? What's the training? Where there's nowhere.
Yeah, like the training. Like I'm sure you're not trained to do that.
No.
And
I mean, they are trained to, because I have a lot of friends that are like whose parents are cops, or I actually have friends now who are cops. Like
I have a couple of buddies. One in particular who's a really good friend who's a cop, and he reached out to me right away during this whole thing, and I was like, Nick, like like I love you to death. Like I'm never gonna think of you in any of that way. Like I know you're different.
Yeah, it's easy for people to say that all cops are bad, and it's easy for other people to say that all black people are criminals.
Exactly.
It's horrible. It's horrible to put either one in.
It's a horrible like personification of someone to just even say that.
And I think both sides are strongly wrong. How come people can't meet in the middle and say, well, there's bad people on both sides of this? You know what I mean? It's too bad that people can't see that.
People are never going to come to see eye to eye, because I feel like just like recently it's just been the norm for people to be like racist, like it's been coming back up around. It's just like, why can't we just like see eye to eye? You know? Like people, like we're all people at the end of the day. Yeah, it doesn't matter what we look like.
Yeah, and now you're seeing in Kenosha right now. That's what we were watching, like the first night and last night. They're rioting and they're looting and there's stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Fires are crazy.
It's pretty outrageous. People, there's a lot of people who are super angry and they don't know how to show that anger. And so there's people that feel like this is the right thing to do. And then there are other people, I feel like, that are coming in and abusing these people, almost like exploiting them to try to get things, whether that's from looting or damaging property. It's so easy, though, to mix these people together, because I feel like there are people, I know there are people because I've seen it. There are people out there that are protesting and marching, and they care so much about this family. They're raising money. They're raising money for Black Lives Matter.
Starting like GoFundMes
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Just, and then doing it the right way.
Yep. And then you have people, I saw it last night watching these streams. I watched the other night for 4 hours. I watched a stream. But you can clearly tell these people don't genuinely care about the movement. They just are trying to cause carnage.
And they don't care about the town at all. They don't care what happens. They don't care about the small business owners.
It just sucks because the media puts them all in one.
They just
group
them all together.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, no. It's
there are
not
people who care so much. Even when we were in Charlotte, North Carolina this summer, and there was protests going on. And I saw people handing out bottles of water. I saw people handing out masks. I saw people genuinely caring.
Just
and
they doing their part to help.
Yep, and we were just filming, getting footage, walking with them, and so many people came up and said, thank you guys for doing this, showing that not every protest has to turn into carnage and evil. Yeah, and so it was nice to be there and just talk to people, get their perspective without anybody, getting mad at each other. There was people there that probably didn't agree with everybody, but they were still there talking. And so I just feel like we need more of that. I don't know. It's watching everything going on right now. It's such a tough time for everybody, and I don't know what the answer is. There's no single answer that's going to fix this.
I've got a great and then
I remember.
It's not even the shape.
Negative. Mentally ill.
It's a special effects